Hello everyone and welcome to Half Beard's HUD's Heads Up. Today we have Sniper Elite V2, the latest shooting Nazis between the eyes simulator for Rebellion. It's coming out today, and it's on PC, PC, Xbox 360, and PS3. We here have the Steam version we're going to take a look at, though I am using an Xbox controller. So yeah, why don't we just jump right in. As you can see, I won't be showing in the multiplayer as that is not available in this press copy, and I won't be showing cooperative as the lobby system for cooperative isn't really great. Just create a private game and then do this, and you know, it's really hard to find a game through Quick Match, so we're just going to ignore that. So yeah, just getting to single player, we will show the, why don't we show the second mission? There's about 10 missions in the game, they're each about 40 minutes each or so. Interesting to show the difficulty system in this game, rather than just having easy, medium, and hard. You can actually set custom difficulty, giving things like ballistic realism, so setting whether you want, you know, wind and gravity and everything to affect your bullets, or just gravity, or just like shooting dead in a straight line. You can set how hard you want the enemies to be, and you can set how what kind of tactical assistance you want. Things like the ghost image, which kind of shows your last known position, Splinter Cell Conviction style. Tagging and aim assistance and stuff like that, threat indicators. Or this one, you have fucking everything. I go with moderate. We're just gonna go like the medium way, because it's the way I beat this game. Wondering how long this game is? It takes about 9. I beat it about 9.5 hours. Averaging about 40 minutes a level. I died a lot though. You could probably beat it in less if you're really good at this game and you're playing on a lower difficulty. However, this game does its part to kill you a lot. Let's get right in. Basic story of this game is that get the cover while I explain things. Basic story of this game is that you are Karl Fairburn, I think is his name. Yeah, this guy here. In Berlin, the last days of the war, basically what's happening is the U.S. wants to kind of capture a lot of the Nazi V2 rocket scientists before the Reds can get to them. So you're in here to kind of eliminate the ones that the Reds are going to be able to get before the U.S. is going to be able to get to them, because the V2 rockets are fucking nasty. Of course, as it goes on, you uncover some interesting plot twists, and leads to essentially what is the start of the Cold War, and we'll leave it and it's kind of left at that. So you always have 3 weapons, well, 3 types of weapons. You have your rifle here, you get a submachine gun, and you get a pistol. This is the basic stuff is what I'm using right now. Well, rod is nice just because it's a nice solid pistol, so I'm going to sneak up behind this guy and shoot him in the back of the head. Very kind of like on the whole, it's just like this kind of stuff, very basic gameplay. But it's once you start getting into the sniping elements where things get really fun, because this game really makes you take your time and be a very careful sniper. So yeah, aiming as well as sniping, you can just aim by half holding the left trigger. Now, if I'm really good, you can kill them both at the same time with a single bullet. And gravity's also affecting, so if I was using a shittier gun and these guys were a little farther away, I would have to worry about bullet drop. And again, wind can affect that as well if I was on the difficulty that makes you work with wind. But why don't we... Of course, there's also a bunch of little tricks you get as well down here, you can see. When you set up a sniping spot, you can put down landmines or trip mines to prevent yourself from getting captured. Well, killed, more likely. You got rocks to distract attention, and you've got just good old grenades, which is what we're going to use here. Get the nice arc. Come on, give me my arc. That looks right. That didn't kill either of them. Fan-fucking-tastic. Though, I totally took both of them out with one shot, so that's enough of that. So as you can see, that guy is incapacitated, which means he's alive and he's calling up for help, which might drag some of his buddies to him. This game looks really nice, and it's there's just a little bit of stylization to it. Like there's just like kind of a soft look to the characters. that's kind of evocative of kind of like a pulpy, kind of like Saboteur, kind of evocative like a, but not as pulped out as Saboteur, but just evocative of kind of that very kind of World War II era fiction. Lots of collectibles in this world as well, though they're very hard to find. There's gold bars lying around, which you can pick up, because Nazi gold, always a fun thing. And there's wine bottles, which you can shoot, but you have to shoot with a sniper rifle for collectibles as well. Though I, in general, found it all very hard to find. I didn't actually find, I think I only found maybe 20 gold bars my time. There's 100 of them, and I think I only shot maybe 5 or 6 of the wine bottles, and there's 37 in the game. Okay, this area is looking familiar. So my goal for this level, by the way, is I'm trying to stop a convoy. And the way I'm going to do that is by getting to the right spot, placing down some explosives, and then detonating said explosives by sniping them once the convoy gets close. Oh, there's a gold bar, so I'll show you. Very simple. Again, you walk up to pick it up. This game's got an interesting focus on stealth, in that you both really want to and really don't have to be stealthy. If you are not the type who likes wandering around slowly and using the pistol, you are more than free to just find yourself a good corner to back yourself into and just shoot guys like mad. That said, using stealth when possible is always useful. I will say, those submachine guns, for as useful as they can be, once you master the sniper rifle and master the aiming stance of it, you will not need it. Because you will just be smart. You'll just be good enough to just ignore that at all times. Alright, this area fucked me up a lot last time. So as you can see, I didn't hit him because I didn't do gravity properly, but let's see if I can do this right. I'm sorry, I've been using another gun, so I'm having to re-get used to the sights on this gun. As you can see, it's scoring me there too. There is a score at the end of every level, and that score is determined by the score for each shot is determined by what you're shooting them with, from how far away, how skillful the shot, how many times you've tried shooting them up to that point, all that kind of stuff. As you see, you're also picking up enemy weapons as well, and as you pick them up, they'll get unlocked for use at the start of every level. At the start of this level, I could have kind of changed my weapons around, but I chose not to. Alright, time for me to try to remember what the easiest way to do this was without getting shot a lot. What's interesting about this game is that this is one of those games that very much kind of teaches you how to be a better gamer. Oh, I'm using the wrong gun. Like at the start, I was not a very good sniper. I ended up having to take a lot of shots. Closer to the end, though, I was getting good enough at it that I could very easily and very quickly pick off a sniper from, like, you know, half the level away, if not all the level away, without ever having to worry about really hitting them. Like, if I'm not mistaken, there should be a guy over there. Yeah, I see him. You see him right over there? You might not, because he's almost impossible to see. That's why you have this empty lung ability, and that allows you kind of really figure out exactly where your shot's going to drop. And of course, when you get a good shot, it does this. Oh. No matter how long you end up playing this game, and no matter how frustrated you get, that never stops being just incredibly pleasing. Also, it gives you a minute to think, which is very useful, as well as giving you just kind of a good view of the battlefield over there. This should be a nice defensible spot. I love that you see the bullet's path too. You'll see how it will deflect and change within the path of the body, which is very neat. It's kind of like watching CSI. Sometimes it's worth it just to do suppressing fire. Helps you kind of triangulate exactly where you need to be aiming. Oh, I got a bunch of guys to my right, though I don't think they're going to be able to sneak up on me. So as you can see that guy up front there. Yeah, knowing when to switch to aiming mode can be very useful. Yeah, the only problem I have with getting shot so much is it's gonna screw up your aim. There's a good variety of levels here too. Like, it's not all just World War II era streets of Germany. You get quite a few interesting facilities. You get some a little bit outdoor parts. The next level after this is like an interesting kind of train yard area that leads to this big underground complex. They do a fairly good job at varying things up in a way that actually kind of makes you feel on your toes. And again, the gameplay is like super tight. For as much as it's a World War II game. It's nothing you haven't seen before. What's going on here is just, it's so refined, so perfectly, just, oh god, guy in there. It's like, it feels so perfectly refined in terms of the actual shooting that, you know, nothing will compare to it. However, that being said, when you are not sniping, and you are, just doing normal shooting, it can get a little weird. I'm gonna hide behind this door here to show you. So I'm in cover here now with this normal gun. He's going to step fully out of cover to fire that instead of aiming behind, instead of just sticking his head out and aiming. And, you know, grenades are even worse. Let's step all the way out of cover to throw this rock. It's absolutely just... It's aggravating when you're trying to do real things. But that's why you end up getting really good at the sniping. This game forces you to get better at the sniping. Which is good, because, you know, kind of in the name. Do a little bit of ammo harvesting. It's actually probably useful to keep an M40 on. You'll generally end up using a lot of the German weapons just because that's the most ammo that's around. Even when you're fighting the Russians, there's so much German weaponry lying around. Just it feels silly to not use it. This game's also impressive that that it looks so good and is running as well as it is. My computer's pretty good. But it's pretty, you know, mid to high range at best. It's certainly not, you know, awesome, crazy, ridiculous gaming computer that'll run absolutely anything. And the fact that it's running this as smooth as it is, even now while I'm recording it, is actually quite impressive. It's also worth noting that I'm having no problem using this 360 controller for the sniping. I know the mouse and keyboard is obviously more precise, but I've actually found this has been just as useful for a lot of stuff, and I've always been more comfortable with the controller. So the fact that it works is impressive. That said, for those of you who are mouse and keyboard enthusiasts, that does work great as well. That said, I found it's easier to aim, not snipe, not like full-on snipe, but switch from aiming like this to actual sniping with controller than it is with the keyboard and mouse, just because it treats the scoped view and actual aiming as two different functions essentially. And having those both on the same key and just being able to switch between the two very easily is quite an advantage, especially in the more hectic parts of this game, which come a little later on. I will say this is probably one of the better World War II games I have played in a very long time. Probably since about COD WA. Which, you know, if you like World War II games, that's great. However, I am fully aware that the majority of the world is fucking sick of the damn things. I'm not part of that, but, you know, whatever. Alright, that's a million guys all mad at me. Zooming in there with the control pad. Oh, that never stops being satisfying. You often come into some interesting situations too in this game where there'll be shots you'll be wanting to take, but if you do, you'll end up leaving yourself really out in the open. So it's very much the risk-reward of, well, I could try to sneak around and do this shot and hopefully not get caught, or find myself in a more advantageous position, or I could take this just absolute perfect shot that's very much going to leave me out in the open, and then I'm going to be stuck in a kind of holdout sniping situation. Oh, I see you. Where'd you go? You'll very much find yourself in this situation a lot of just trying to find the where is that threat indicator coming from. Come on, I need. Yeah, like there's only certain places where you can go into cover, where you can kind of emerge from cover. So if you find yourself trying to, like as you can see right here, it's just far enough outside of cover that I can't emerge from it. So, yeah, that leaves me in a scenario where I'm trying to aim, but I can't because it's just I'm just far enough into the cover that it won't let me. Which again, kind of aggravating. It's a lot of these standard shooter mechanics, ironically, that get lost when it's the more when it's the sniping that's done so beautifully. But again, if you don't have to worry about that, because if you're good at the sniping, and it's not hard to become good at the sniping, because it gives you the tools necessary to really work hard and make that a priority. Once you become good at the sniping, you can kind of ignore all that other stuff and just find yourself a good spot to hole up and just do some real fucking damage. Alright, got myself some absolute devastation. Well, let's start laying down explosives. Oh. Oh. Oh, this rings a bell. I forgot about the spot. Yeah, thankfully you can take a fair amount of hits. I mean, you know, you can't take a ton. If you're getting all headshots, you're not going to last very long, but you can take a fair amount of shots. So, you know, if you do find yourself in that kind of situation there, you can find your way to some cover in time to, you know, not be absolutely wrecked. Oh, of course, then you can't always die. Someone can see me from over there. I see where. You'll often have the fun of dealing with counter snipers. And where do you go? And dealing with these guys is, in my mind at least, is like the funnest part of this game. Is very carefully aiming for these little glints in the distance. And over time, you'll get good at it, to the point where you can just very quickly take these guys down as they present themselves. Oh, where'd you go? There you are. I often do the two-shot strategy of one shot to disorient them, and then one shot to take my hit. You also destroy vehicles in this game with shots on the gas caps, which is absurd but kind of awesome, but also a little tough to execute, but not that hard. Again, nothing in this game feels that hard. I managed to beat it fairly handily on medium without any real problem. Though there were certainly some parts where I was swearing. This game can get rough when it wants to, but nothing so rough that you that you really feel like that's the end. Though I will say, this game could really use a quick save feature. There's lots of times where it's going to present you with multiple waves of guys, And despite the fact you've taken out, you know, waves and waves of snipers and multiple vehicles, it's one guy who just manages to catch you in the wrong place and get a lucky shot, and that's the end of that. Which is absolutely just like the most annoying fucking thing on the planet. And having the ability to make a quick save between waves would have helped that immensely. Instead, it's checkpoints are just the diamonds you see over there, as well as checkpoints are basically just picked in the levels, as well as that's kind of it. There isn't any way to save in between in a level actually, so you've got to run through it all at once, and that's the end of that. Which, for better or worse, I will say I think each one of these levels works quite well as just its own thing. I don't think this is a game you should marathon. This is a game you should play one level at a time, play that level, then stop, go eat a sandwich and watch some TV or something, and then come back to it, because each one of these levels just works very well as their own, very kind of split, just nice episode sort of thing. It doesn't detracting from the story quite a bit, I feel, as the story ends up then becoming just a almost an afterthought, because everything you see in the story happens within these levels. There is no cutscenes kind of showing the ramifications of what's going on. It's very much just kind of, this is exactly what's happening. I ended up becoming, and as a result, I ended up becoming very kind of bored and tired of the story, far more quickly than I would have liked. That said, the story is fine, and you know, it has some neat ideas. I will say the ending is very abrupt. It's kind of just, and now the Cold War started. That's the end. Not really a ton of conclusion to it, which I wasn't a huge fan of. That guy's asleep, so I'm gonna shoot him in the head. Alright, now if I remember correctly, there's a bunch of guys I need to be worried about just around the corner. But then again, I might be thinking of another level. Maybe I'm thinking of another area. Someone has seen me. I can't tell where he's coming from. Ah, there we are. Yeah, I've often found that's a good tactic, is just wait for the enemy to shoot you so you can triangulate their position. Come back here, you. Ow, ow, ow. Come on. I know you want to chase me. Ugh. Damn it, he's not up there anymore. Nope. He's up there somewhere. Keep my ears open for him. There he is. Hello. Oh, there's a wine bottle too. Why don't we get that quickly? Scare the living crap out of him. I bet he's a little freaked out now. Yeah, so those, now you've seen the two collectibles. As far as I can tell, they don't really do anything. They don't unlock anything. There's no cheats or anything like that, you know. They're just kind of there. Oh, someone sees me. Probably same guy. Probably just found himself a nice hidey-ho. I imagine it must be the same guy. Can't think of who else it would be. Again, just so much of your time is going to be spent, where the hell am I being seen from? Alright. I think it's time to start laying trip mines down behind me. And landmines too. So we're getting very close to being seen from somewhere, which means he's probably... Yep. Interesting to note that feature is not available in Germany. The X-ray vision thing is not in the German version of this game. Probably for the smart reason of maybe they don't want to see their ancestors being torn apart with bullets. Nazis or not, that's kind of disrespectful. Completely understandable. Just interesting to note. This game does a really good job with authenticity, though. Like this feels like a very nothing about this feels really feels at all disrespectful to the time period, or feels silly. Like it all very much feels kind of true to life. My targets. Might as well zero in. Getting a lot of awesome control rumble while that's going on, by the way. See, that took out the armored car. It's going to help me deal with... Oh, I missed. That was my own fault. Now he thinks he's smart by hiding. I can't let him escape. He's the only target. I'm going to back up. I'm going to die. Oh, get. Where'd he go? There he is. I think I hit him at least. Yep. Alright. Now, before we do that, we might want to make sure that we're not being attacked anymore. Ow, who is attacking me and from where? Yeah, the gameplay is really compelling and really fun. That's kind of what this game's whole deal is. It's regardless of how you may feel about the setting, regardless of how you may feel about the story, you'll just want to keep playing just because it's a very skill-based gameplay that's a lot of fun to kind of master. It's lots of fun to watch the score keep racking up. It's lots of fun to just kind of watch this game kind of build to a head and ask you to do more ridiculous shit. Now we get to destroy a tank. And kablowie. Yeah, those trip mines I set up earlier will hopefully prove useful. Sometimes they don't. you'll often quickly find once you get nice and rested into a spot like this, you'll very quickly find where on your scope is the headshot zone for this height and from what distance. There's also an interesting kind of like wave-based holdout mode called Kill Tally, which is what you're doing. Which, as far as I can tell, is what you're doing in the cooperative, but it's also what you're doing in the challenge modes here. And I'll show that after this mission, which I should be done hopefully fairly soon. We're at the end of this mission now. I'm just waiting to clear out the rest of these guys before I head down and pick up my papers and start booking it. You thankfully know when you're kind of done by the sounds. It's very easy to just kind of hear when there's no more guys, because the music tells you, hey, danger has passed. Are we all done? We know we're not done, because there's still music going. Shot it from somewhere. Walk around a little bit, see if that lures anybody out. No? Alright. Walk over here maybe, see if that lures anybody out. No? Alright. Let's go get our papers. These missions are very much to just the, oh, bad guys. Are very much just kind of like, get in, get out, get your stuff done. So kind of once you completed your objective, that's the end of the mission, just run, that's the end of it. Sometimes you exfiltrate, but sometimes it's literally just ends, that's kind of that. So yeah, that's a level of Sniper Elite V2. Why don't we go check out Kill Tally mode just ever so quickly. Then we'll wrap this video up. Kill Tally is, as far as I can tell, the only mode in Challenge mode. Maybe open up others if you do other stuff. Maybe in Challenge or multiplayer. But I don't know. I beat the single player mode and that's all there's left, so, you know. Why don't we go to, Opernplatz, which is a church, I think. We'll do it on Marksman again. I could do it on the Elite, but I'm a pussy. This is where you can kind of pick your weapon. We'll go with the better weapons. Not a huge selection of weapons in this game. If you didn't pre-order it, you get Colt, Luger, and Welrod, MP40, PPSH-41, and Thompson, and the Gwir, the Springfield, and the Mosin Nagant. I don't feel bad ruining the weapon lineup, you know. Oh no, Opernplatz was a college area. Okay, I don't remember where I am. I don't feel bad ruining because, you know, that's the weaponry you'd expect in a World War II game. It's a World War II game. There are a few other weapons if you did pre-order, though. I want to say if you pre-ordered, you get the Kar 98 and something else. Oh, I remember this level from the campaign. This level was fucking annoying. Ah! Hey guys! So yeah, that's that. getting stuck in the middle of the square like that is like the worst place to be in this game. I'm always working to get into quarters and stuff like that, so yeah. I don't know. I don't think the challenge mode's all that interesting. It's kind of just there. It doesn't really seem like the reason to play this game. The reason to play this game is a really good single-player campaign. The single-player campaign, it's very varied. The gameplay is absolutely amazing, and it's just like this is a very high-quality World War II game. Again, I have my minor issues with it. The not having a quick save option, or really any option to save in the middle of a level, is a real pain in the ass. And not being able to and not just having more refined standard third-person stuff, not having better cover-based shooting isn't great either. But the sniping itself is beautiful in its execution, and the game looks great. It feels great. It's just all over a fantastic game when it comes to that stuff. So yeah, if you're a fan of World War II, games, if you're a fan of third-person shooters and like World War II games, I wouldn't just say if you're a fan of third-person shooters you should get this, but if you if you have that variable, if you do like third-person shooter World War II games, and if you like sniping, that's really the big thing. Is it's refined sniping to an art form, and it's almost beautiful to see. I really can't comment on how the multiplayer modes are. They might be really good. I really don't know, as you know, they're not. The multiplayer itself wasn't really implemented here in the cooperative mode. I wasn't able to find anybody to play with, so yeah. Yeah, so that's Sniper Elite V2, and this is Halfbeard's HUD, and we're out.